There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and we are live for the NXT Vengeance Day Prediction Show. I've been waiting for this since Elimination Chamber. I see a lot of friendly faces that I saw last week on the Elimination Chamber Prediction Show panel. But like I do every single prediction show, I will go around and introduce everyone. We do have one new person tonight and one that couldn't make it due to personal stuff going on. But first, our first guest tonight, he was also a part of the Elimination Chamber prediction panel last Wednesday. He is from the FTC podcast. Chris Branson, what's going on, brother? Glad to have you back. How you doing?
It's always nice to be sitting here from the cheap seats and talking wrestling with these great luminaries and close personal friends of mine. Shout out to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Shout out to Mean Gene. Appreciate you, Chris. Got a comment really quick from Bobby. What's going on, Bobby? Thanks for liking the video and being here live on YouTube to watch us. All right, so my second guest needs no introduction. I refer to him as the Human Dictionary. I'm sure he has other names as well. He is along a lot of my streams. Come pretty close over the last couple of months. He is Stampede. What's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Coming to you live from up here in the Great White North, Canada, doing some Day of the Vengeance predictions. So yeah, all excited. Let's get it going.
Appreciate that, Stampede. Appreciate that. And yeah, you were here last week too. So back-to-back weeks. So I'm glad to have you back.
The boomerang effect.
Yeah, it's the Van Housen curse. So cursed to be back on the EVP show. So all right, so I'm gonna get to my third guest. He also joined me and several others for the Elimination Chamber prediction show last week. Welcome back, Blue, to the EVP show. How's it going? Glad to have you back, brother. All right. So we have two guests left, and no offense, guys, I'm gonna save the best for last. But the next guest is very new to the not new to me, but new to the EVP show. Has never been on the channel or any of my streams. We talk in a lot of GC chats. I've seen him in Twitter Spaces. Welcome, Caleb, to the EVP show and the NXT Vengeance Day prediction show. What's going on, brother?
I'm good.
Awesome. Glad for you to be here. Welcome to the EVP show. And last but not least, she holds the record now for the most appearances on the EVP show with 5. And it has been 5 prediction shows. She is one half of the greatest wrestling diva podcast that there is out there today. With our co-host Autumn. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've seen you. Not really. Welcome back, Lady Alpha. 5th time on the EVP show, so you're pretty much a regular here.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Glad to have you back.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me again.
But yeah, I mean,
you're not sick of me. This is a good thing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely not. You're always welcome here. Always. All right, guys. So we are in for a pretty good card Saturday. They made the 5th match official last night on NXT. And we'll get the show on the road, guys. So the first match that we're going to predict was actually the last match that was announced last night on NXT. Obviously, Tony D'Angelo has came back to NXT and said he has 2 things he wants to accomplish. One is taking out Dark State, And obviously, he hasn't said the second one, but if you've been following NXT or if you have any type of storyline experience, it's probably going after that NXT championship. But we're going to have Tony D'Angelo going one-on-one with Dark State's Dion Lennox. So, always a ladies first mentality here on the EVP show. Going to start with Lady Alpha. Tony D'Angelo versus Dion Lennox. Who do you got and why?
Oh my goodness. I'm not all that familiar with Tony D because he left right after I started watching NXT. So, but I know Dark State, like most factions, like to play the numbers. So I'm gonna go with Dion Lennox.
All right. So we got one Dion Lennox, 0 for Tony D'Angelo. All right. Next up, we're gonna go to Chris Branson from the Cheap Seats podcast. We got Tony D. Is he going to be able to dismantle the final member of Dark State, Dion Lennox? Who you got, Tony D or Dion Lennox?
So with Tony, the gangster didn't live too long, but the crowbar did. And the way they are booking Dion and Tony is future main eventer positions because they're both talented. Honestly, I think Tony D finishes off the quartet of Dark State. Give me Tony D.
All right. So Chris is going with Tony D'Angelo. And so that's one for Tony D'Angelo and one for Dark. And I honestly do think Dion Lennox and Tony D are definitely future NXT champions at some point. Before we get to the next person, Bobby made a prediction. I'm picking Tony D that NXT can build him up so he can go against Joe Hendry. All right. So Bobby is going with Tony D. All right, so next up, I'm going to go with Stampede, Tony D'Angelo, Dion Lennox, who you got, and why?
I absolutely love the movie Goodfellas. Like, fucking kicked ass, man. So I'm going to follow suit and go with Tony D on this one. We're giving him a big push since he got back, new character, mostly a new look. And the guy is really talented, so I'd like to see him move up the ranks, and I think this is his first stepping stone to doing that. So Tony D all day.
All right. Thank you, Stampede. Appreciate that. So we got 2 Tony D's and 1 Dion Lennox. All right, Lou, you're up. Tony D'Angelo going one-on-one with Dion Lennox. Who you got and why?
Keep this short and simple. Tony D, if they're gonna give him any sort of storyline progression, then it wouldn't really make any sense for him to lose, just to then potentially have a rubber match after Vengeance Day. And then also really wouldn't make any sense for Tony D to lose if he himself is all about taking vengeance against Dark State, and then for him to lose, it wouldn't make any sense storyline wise. So I'm going with Tony D.
All right. Love it. I love the deep analysis there. So we got 3 Tony D'Angelos and 1 Dion Lennox. All right, Caleb, you're up. Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo, he need a push and he need a title on him. And he's very talented, and I know him since he was first brought into NXT, so I'm going with Tony D'Angelo.
All right. So Caleb is going with Tony D'Angelo as well. So we have 4 Tony D's and 1 Dion Lennox. So I'm up, and I'll go last as always. I kind of want to piggyback a little bit off of what Stampede and Lou, Chris said. Tony D was out for a while. Obviously, when he lost the stacks, like he kind of disappeared. He came back. He lost his whole family type thing. So he come back. He said he'd only come. He told Ava, but when she was GM, he was only coming back for 2 reasons, and one was to destroy what destroyed his family in that Stark state. And 2, he never said, but obviously it's the NXT Championship. We all know that. And he's taken out 3 members already of Dark State. And he told Deion Lennox last night that he's going to be the last. Tony D is getting a major push, and I love Deion Lennox. I think sky's the limit with him. He's going to be a future NXT champion at some point, but it's Tony D time. So I am also going to go with Tony D'Angelo in this matchup. So we have 5 Tony D'Angelos, and Lady Alpha, you might be the lucky one if Dion pulls the up. You never know. You never know with the way they book stuff. I mean, they may have another match. So they do have the numbers game. So you are correct in that. So. But we got 5 Tony D's and 1 Deion Lennox. So we will move to match number 2. This is a match that I am thoroughly looking forward to. Obviously, if you watched NXT last night, Kalani Jordan went to train with Shayna Baszler to get ready for this underground match. Lola Vice seen the doctor. Doctors advised her not to compete, that she could do further damage to her hand. But Lola Vice is also 3-0 in underground matches, and she also defeated Shayna Baszler in a underground match. But we got Lola Vice going 1-on-1 with Kalani Jordan in a underground match. Kalani made Lola tap out for the first time, so this is a different type of matchup. But Lola's never been beaten underground, so Lady Alpha, Lola Vice versus Kalani Jordan underground match. Who do you got and why?
This is a hard one because Kalani's been killing it. As much as I don't care for her, she has been killing it. She's been dominating, and constantly getting better. Every time she steps in the ring, she has improved something. But Lola's taken a lot of L's lately. So that weighs on me too. I'm gonna go with Kalani. It just seems like that's the way they want to go with her. For some reason, Lola is like NXT's LA Knight. They just, the only
that's a good comparison.
She wins is when she's at AAA. It's frustrating. I want to see her do better. She can do better. She's very talented. And a force to be reckoned with. I just think she's getting the shit end of the stick. But I don't have any faith in WWE when it comes to pushing these people. So I'm going to go with Kalani Jordan because she's the one that seems to be getting the push.
All right. I like your analysis, Lady Alpha, for sure. So you're going with Kalani Jordan. Bobby chimed in, and his pick is Lola Vice. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Chris next. Lola Vice, obviously, like I said before, undefeated in underground matches against Kalani Jordan, who just made her tap out. This is going to be a great match. Who you got and why?
Well, considering that Shayna Baszler was the loser in the last underground match that NXT had at Battleground, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, Battleground, Vengeance Day, a way to sell scores. If Kalani isn't going north post WrestleMania, post Stand and Deliver, they're going to push her as the top female heel in NXT. Lola, you already know Lola's graduating as well. I see Lola getting the win and then going to a rubber match at Stand and Deliver.
Interesting. So you think so? Well, yeah. So that would keep her undefeated also in underground matches. So, and then so you're predicting Lola to win, and then they have the. Well, I don't. I thought this. I don't know. I thought this was our third match, and maybe it's our second. But yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean they're. I think they're going to keep these NXT stars, majority of them on the main roster. I mean, on NXT until after Stand and Deliver. So, all right. So we got one Lola Vice and one Kalani Jordan. All right, Stampede. This is a great matchup. So Lola Vice and Kalani and why?
Yeah, this will be a bit of a different dynamic as far as the match goes. So I like these. I like things that are a bit like different, right? Lola currently is the AAA mixed tag team champion with Mr. Iguana. They're making a big deal of the Kalani being trained and pushed by Shayna Baszler, and Lola Vice holds a 2-1 edge in wins over Kalani Jordan since December. So I think this win ties it up, and then we go to like Chris said, a rubber match at some point down the road to see who gets the third. So Kalani Jordan for the win.
Oh wow. Yeah, I knew that they've had to have that this had to have been more than their second match because I know that Kalani made her tap like just a few weeks ago. So all right, so we got 2 Kalani Jordans and 1 Lola Vice. All right, Lou, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, and why?
Short and sweet. The Lola Vice underground. Lola Vice, it's her home turf, so to speak, when it comes to the underground type matches. So I'm going with Lola.
All right, so we're tied up. 2 Lola Vice and 2 Kalani Jordans. All right, Caleb, Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan, who you got and why?
I got Lola Vice. It's her match, the underground match, and I think she's gonna win, and he's gonna be Kalani. And because she got more experience than Kalani, and that underground match is her match.
All right, so you're going with Lola Vice.
Yeah, Lola Vice.
All right, perfect. So we got 3 Lola Vice and 2 Kalani Jordans. Am I gonna tie it up, or am I gonna give the edge to? This is tough for me. This really is. There's a couple of matches on this card. I feel like could go either way. I love Stampede Point. Lola does hold the 2-1 advantage. I just really feel like she tapped out last time. Back-to-back losses like that, especially that being the first time that Lola ever tapped out. Her being 3-0 in the underground, beating Shayna Baszler, obviously the whole doctor skit, which we all know. I don't know personally, but I don't really think Lola's hurt, or she wouldn't be wrestling in this match. I'm also gonna go with Lola Vice. I think that this is her match. This is an underground match. She's beating Shayna Baszler in this match. And she just tapped out, which is going to give her the motivation to stay undefeated in underground matches. So I'm going to go with Lola Vice as well. But I do think that they're going to run it back. I don't think this is going to be the last time. I think Kalani will eventually get another win back, but I do think Lola wins because it's an underground match. So, all right, guys. So we got 4 Lola Vice and 2 Kalani Jordan. I knew some of these matches were going to be super close. So, all right. So we're going to move on to, let's see. This match was, I don't know. This one right here, I think is gonna be really difficult. I think this is gonna be a tiebreaker probably. So we're going to see. Obviously, they said she was suspended, but I talked about it on Scoops with kayfabe. Jada Parker going 1-on-1 with the Glamour of Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe, and it's going to be a street fight. If you guys seen it in the NXT last night, Blake Monroe has turned into that devil hell character that she was, similar to AEW Mariah May. I'm loving it. I love both of them. I think they're both just absolutely phenomenal. But it's a street fight, so Blake Monroe against Jada Parker. Lady Alpha, who you got and why?
This is another tough one.
It is very tough.
Jada's my girl. I love Jada to pieces. I really am not a fan of Blake Monroe, but again, this isn't someone else that they've been trying to push. She's already done a character metamorphosis because her face character just wasn't cutting it for the WWE crowd. So I'm going to go with Blake Monroe.
All right. One for the glamour, Blake Monroe. And I love what you said there. Lou said he will say that he is not opposed to Chris's prediction with the Lola match. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Lady Alpha. She came into NXT. Obviously, she could have immediately shot up to the main roster. She started off as a face, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and like, this ain't working. Like, this is not working. So she immediately went to a heel. But now we're gonna see the Mariah May from AEW. So, Chris, I keep calling Mariah. Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker. I love Jada Parker so much. Oh my god, I love her music. She's great. Who you got and why?
Can this one end in a no contest?
It's a straight fight.
Right, I get that. The reason why I say this is you've got Blake taking L's, you've got Jada recently taking some L's. So, I mean, who's going to hurt worse taking any L in this one? Mariah May? Blake Monroe or Jada Parker? My money is Jada. My heart is Blake. So I'm gonna go with my head. I think Jada wins, but I don't think this is over.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't think it's over for sure. Good points. So we got one Blake Monroe and we got one Jada Parker. I knew this one was gonna be close. All right, Stampede. Who you got? Why?
This is not going to be very nice. I'm warning you all now. I have watched this woman since she was in Stardom for a year, and then her year in AEW in Blake Monroe. I don't have a fucking clue what they're doing with her down there. Like, this character is so off, and her in-ring presentation is just so off. Like, I don't know what to make of it. Even down to their promo last night. Like, Blake sounded like she rehearsed her lines, and Jada Parker sounded extremely natural. And Jada has far less experience. But they've managed to flip this around where Blake needs this win because of how she's been presented and how she's been booked. She needs it over someone like Jada. And that's not a knock on Jada. But those roles should be reversed. It should be Jada needing the win. And it's not. So hopefully they get this right and give the win to Blake. And if it's a street fight, do the match as intended. Right? Don't do a half-ass street fight. Do a street fight. Right? You're on a pay-per-view. You do that. So pick is Blake on this one.
All right. Yeah, I love the analysis on Stampede. I do agree. I think the promo was definitely ass backwards. I do love what they did with Blake at the end, like towards the end when she came out in the black. Obviously she said that Jada brought the hell, is bringing the hell out of her, bringing the hell out of her, so to speak. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it delivers.
The only thing with that is saying you're going to do something and then dressing in black is not actually doing it. They have to follow through on it to the degree in which they're saying they're going to. So
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if they do that.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I appreciate that. So we got two. So we got shout out to Big Mike from the Run and Wrestling Podcast. Great group of people here. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you here. He is part of Gimmick Table Media. You gotta check him out. Give him a follow on X and give the Run and Wrestling Podcast a subscription on YouTube. They do it. Big Mike does excellent work on YouTube. Thank you, Mike. All right, so 2 Blakes and 1 Jada Parker. Lou, Blake Monroe, Jada Parker in a street fight. Who you got and why?
I want to say Jada Parker, right? Because it's like I feel like that stipulation is right up Parker's alley. But I'm gonna say Blake Monroe because I'm gonna assume they're gonna have a rubber match and then maybe have Jada win that. So I'm going with Blake as well.
All right. So we got, was that three Blakes and 1 Jada?
Yeah.
All right. Yep. All right, Caleb. Blake Monroe, Jada Parker, and why?
I think Blake Monroe at AEW, and she is very talented. It's not enough to Data, but I think Blake can win this match. She needed more than Data, definitely.
All right. So Caleb is going with Blake Monroe as well. So that's 4 Blakes and 1 Jada. For me, like, I hate to piggyback off Stampede, but I have to go last. So, like, how do I go behind all of you guys? You guys are so great. You are all goats. So, like, it goes back to what Stampede said, though. Like, she can't, or Lady Alpha as well. She came in as a face. It didn't work. Like, she should already be on the main roster. And then they put her in a speed tournament, or first she loses the North American Championship to Thea Hill in a botch that wasn't really even supposed to happen. And then they put her in a speed tournament, and she loses to Thea Hill again. So, like, back-to-back losses to Thea Hill, which no disrespect to Thea. I love Thea, but, I mean, this is like Monroe, like, she was world champion in AEW. But Jada Parker's phenomenal. This is tough for me, but I do feel like Blake Monroe has to get this win here. She's taken some losses that I would have never imagined that she would have taken, especially, I don't even know why they put her in a speed tournament. Yeah, I'm going with Blake Monroe. I think we're going to finally see the real Blake Monroe come out in this match. I think she's going to deliver from what she said at the end last night about bringing hell out. So I'm going to also go with Blake Monroe as well. So I think Lady Alpha, you're the only one that went with Jada, right?
No, I went with Jada.
Oh, Chris, so you're on the island alone this time, buddy.
I know. Me and Lady Alpha ending up on islands. Is it a Samoan island or is it a Van Housen island? I would think we want to be on the island of relevancy, because if we're on the island of being cursed, then yeah. There's either monies or teeth involved to get off that island. So
I like my solitude, so I'm happy on the island.
Yeah, I mean, I can never be on the island though because I go last. So, like, everybody else picked me before me. So, all right, so we're gonna save the last 2 matches, the championship matches. Now this next matchup for me, I love what they're doing. The storyline. Tatum Paxley obviously won the NXT championship from JC Jane. JC Jane got it back. But the whole storyline from Tatum Paxley when she was in the Cullen with Izzy Dame, Izzy ended up losing the match, but then capitalized, ended up winning the NXT North American Championship. And Tatum Paxley is in her head from that backstage segment last night. So Izzy Dame will be defending the women's NXT North American Championship against Tatum Paxley. Lady Alpha, who do you have and why?
Tatum Paxley, simply because it's time for her to beat Izzy. Put Izzy in her place.
Mhm.
I think this is their third matchup since
Mhm.
Izzy turned on her. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
Tatum's turn to take the win.
Yeah, it's her turn. Yep.
All right, so we got Lady Alpha's going with a new NXT Women's North American Champion Tatum Paxley. All right, Chris, you're up. Izzy Dame versus Tatum Paxley for the Women's North American Championship. Who you got?
So Tatum's already tasted the top gold in the whole entire brand. Does she really need a championship? I mean, her gimmick alone, sometimes you need some talent to make the championship. Sometimes the championship makes some talent. Tatum doesn't need a championship. I say Tatum wins by disqualification. And still, Izzy Dame walks out with the NXT Women's North American Championship.
All right, so you think the Cullen's going to interfere? And
I think the Culling has a chance of finding another female on the roster to join Izzy and jump in. Like I said, I think Tatum wins, but I don't see Izzy losing the North American Championship right now.
all right, so Lady Alpha picked Tatum to win the North American Championship, and Chris is going with Tatum to win via disqualification with Izzy Dame retaining. So it's basically still two Tatum Paxley. All right, Stampede.
Yeah, I don't take into consideration the belt, whether or not the belt changes hands. Not when I make my picks, I don't even consider that. I don't care if the belt changes hands, as long as the person I pick wins.
Right, oh yeah, of course. I mean,
I don't care how they win, as long as
win-
they do win.
a win is a win, whether it's a DQ, a title change, a win is a win. So, you both got Tatum Paxley. So Stampede,
No islands.
Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley. Who you got?
So Izzy has only defended this title once in 2 months.
Yep.
She's beat Tatum 3 straight times. The fourth is not going to be the charm. Tatum's going to walk it with the title, and then they're going to go on to make tiny little women's North American Championship titles for all of her dolls that you can buy on WWEshop.com.
Oh my God.
Right? Yes.
Oh, Figures Toy Company, by the way. You know.
Well,
So
maybe
Tatum
this.
for the win.
All right, so we got 3 Tatum Paxley. So this may be an opportunity for me to be on that island of relevancy. We'll see what Lou and Caleb have to say. But Lou, Izzy Dame defending against Tatum Paxley. Who you got and why?
Short and sweet, Tatum. That's the gurney right there.
You think she's winning the title, or you think DQ?
No, she's winning. Probably due to the same reasons that Chris and Lady Alpha had listed. It's gonna be like a screwy type finish. Yeah, she'll win, but she won't win the title. And then what I'm probably gonna predict is that maybe they have a rubber match at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, possible. I mean, this is their 4th match, so but yeah. All right, so we got 4 Tatum Paxley and 0. Brian Breakers is not going to be happy if he's watching this podcast. Us talking about Izzy Dame like that. He might try to spear us, you know what I mean? But yeah, I had to throw the Brian Breaker Izzy Dame thing in there.
But we're
All right,
not
Caleb.
happy with that tan, so
Yeah, we're not. I'm trying to. I'm not even trying to get that tan, Brian. I want to be able to spear like you, but I mean, Stampede did throw me into the ring the other night on my SmackDown recap and tell me he wants me to face Jay Cargill at WrestleMania. So, like, you know, you never know what might happen here. All right, Caleb. Tatum Paxley goes 1-on-1 with Izzy Dame for the Women's North American Championship. Who you got and why?
I got Tatum. She needs that win, but ever since she turned her back on her, and I want to see her win the title again.
All right. So it looks like everybody's on the Tatum Paxley train. So could I be stuck on this island with Chris and Lady Alpha? So for me, I have to think logic here. Tatum is 100% in Izzy's head. If you watched the backstage segment last night, and Stampede, I love you, but damn you! Like I can't. Everything you say is pretty much everything I want to say. Izzy beat her 3 straight times. Even though she's only defended the title once, Izzy Dame is Izzy Dame. And I do think they could have Tatum win this match and win the title. I don't think she has to go on some huge long run. And I don't really know where they go from here with the North American title. They, like you guys all said, they could possibly run it back at Stand and Deliver, but I'm going to go with the new Women's NXT North American Champion, Tatum Paxley. So I think this is the first time ever on any of my prediction shows, besides maybe because I think Autumn picked AJ Styles. Yeah, I don't think it's ever been a unanimous. I'd have to go back and watch Royal Rumble. I can't remember if she picked AJ or Gunther, but
somebody's got to bust out the broom.
Yeah, so the broom come out on.
It was the last week. It was unanimous with CM Punk.
Oh, yes, right. You're correct. It was everybody did.
I was the Finn Balor vote.
No, because Chris picked Finn Balor.
Hang on, I still have my board. Hang on. Oh crap.
Yeah, which I don't know why the hell I picked Alexa Bliss, because when I made my real picks online, I picked Rhea, but the only one I missed was Cody.
Okay, I'm wrong.
So
I know there was one.
There was one, but I don't think it was at Royal Rumble, because it was like every single match was like really close. I had to break like 2 ties, I believe, especially in the men's and women's. So all right, so we all got Tatum Paxley, 6-0. So what I believe and what should be the main event of NXT Vengeance Day, unless Robert Stone gets crazy and makes the triple threat with Sol Ruka, Zarya, and JC Jane, which I'm praying he does not.
I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Which
yes,
one?
it was Royal Rumble, and it was Drew McIntyre. Every one of us picked Drew McIntyre.
There you go. She got the notes. So this isn't the first sweep. Drew McIntyre was the sweep. So before we get to the main event, shout out to After the Slam Podcast. Make sure you give After the Slam a follow on X and a subscription on YouTube. After the Slam doing monster work, doing commentary for a wrestling promotion. So make sure you guys check his show out and give him a subscription on YouTube. He is part of DWE. All right, guys. So the main event, I'm assuming it's the main event. It should be. We're going to have I don't know what the hell Ricky Saints was doing. He was throwing out the jabronis, and he was even trying to cook his eyebrow like the final boss last night, telling the people and the fans they stink and to put deodorant on. But Joe Henry is defending the men's NXT championship against the absolute Ricky Saints. If you're following Wrestling 101, we saw that Joe Henry and Miles Morris stood tall last night. Obviously, the Vanity Project has been interfering with Ethan, but I think it's going to be a great match. Lady Alpha, I know you're a big Joe Henry fan. So who do you got, Joe Henry or Ricky Saints?
Man. I'll be honest. I do. I love Joe Henry. I believe in Joe Henry all the way. I was a little surprised he won the title to begin with, to be honest. This is his first title defense, isn't it?
It is.
I may have missed. Yeah, I was like, I've missed a couple of episodes, so I know.
Second defense, he defended against Jackson Drake.
Oh, that you are
Yeah,
correct.
right.
He
Okay.
did defend
See,
against Jackson Drake.
I knew I missed something. Okay. Just because I'm gonna stick with Joe. So,
You believe in Joe Hendry, so I wish I had a song I would play.
I
it,
believe
but
in Joe Hendry.
I don't. I
And
only
I
have
kind of think that I kind of have this feeling that Ricky is not long with NXT. I think he's gonna get the nudge. He's gonna get the call up. Not sure when, but I don't think it's gonna be soon enough that they're not gonna want to put a strap on him.
Yeah. I actually was going to talk about that Sunday on Scoops. There's him and one other person that I really feel like could kind of insert themselves into that whole Vision story on WWE Monday Night Raw. But we'll see. All right, so you're going with Joe Hendry to retain his NXT championship. I mean, I can see it because obviously Tony D, but I think Tony D is more of a tweener right now than he is like a heel. But yeah, I mean, you gotta go with your guys. So, and I mean, I like your point, because what are they gonna do with Ricky Saint if he does lose, and that would be to push him up to the main roster. So, all right, Chris, Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, who you got?
So, WWE 2K26 by 2K comes out Friday. Joe Hendry is the pre-order. Ricky Saints is part of the base game. And while I love me some absolute Ricky Saints, the only place he's going to be holding the NXT championship is in my universe mode for NXT. So I'm going to go jump a plane to Tokyo and then to Paris, France, because I believe in Joe Hendry. Plus, it's too early for him to drop.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 Joe Hendrys and 0 for the absolute Ricky Saints. All right, Stampede, Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, who you got and why?
All right, Chris, if you're headed to Tokyo, you have to stop by and pick me up. I'm trying to get there, and Leroy won't take me because he knows I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
It's a deal. It's a deal.
Done, man. Like no return ticket fee, no nothing. You're good. I'm staying.
Hey, as long as we can go get some Ribera jackets while we're there.
Whatever you want, as long as I don't have to come back. We'll do whatever. So this Danhausen curse, right, is like very, very powerful and very, very evil. Because it failed me last night because I had to sit down and watch Ricky Saints with a fucking guitar sit down and attempt to sing. Right?
Oh my God!
Like it's bad enough I have to listen to
my ears bled.
It's bad enough I got to listen to Joe Hendry do it, and now I got to watch them wrestle. Like I don't know why they hate me this much, but apparently they do. Like we said earlier, Joe has had one defense, and he's the epitome of what they love there. Like he's theirs, right? Saints has been on this NXT treadmill long enough, so I think it's time for him to try the main roster treadmill.
Yeah, main roster. Yep.
Yep. So God help me, thoughts and prayers to Stampede, but Henry wins, and I get to enjoy his reign even further into the future.
All right, so Stampede also going with Joe Hendry. So that's 3 Joe Hendrys and 0 Ricky Saints. And we have a comment from Herb and Raj podcast. Love everyone, but Lady Alpha is awesome.
And that's the truth.
Hey, where are we gonna get the future adventures of King Herb?
Shout out to Herb and Raj podcast.
Yes, King Herb.
Make sure you give them a follow and a subscription on X. Make sure you tune into their content. It's absolutely phenomenal as well. Thank you for stopping in. And they love you, Lady Alpha. So I love you too. So you're awesome. So and also
I love y'all too.
The only Herb and Raj said the only curse Mike has is having to be my friend.
That's crazy.
That's funny. All right, guys. So we got 3 Joe Henrys. So and he says EVP is great people. Much love.
Ain't that
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Herman Raj. You guys are awesome as well. Appreciate the shout out there. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go to Lou next. Joe Henry goes 1-on-1 with the absolute Ricky Saints. Who do you got and why?
Before I make my prediction, I just want to ask the EVP faithful in this panel: do we really see Henry dropping the title at Stand and Deliver?
No.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I mean, if he's facing Tony D'Angelo, he might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, because
it depends.
where
Yeah, it
my
depends on who he's facing.
because what my line of thinking was is that if maybe Saints wins, or no, not Saints. It's if Henry wins and he maybe somehow faces Saints again in a rubber match at Stand and Deliver, and then Saints maybe wins. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. Either way, I'm going with Henry. So
All right, so we got four people believing in Joe Henry. All right, Caleb. Joe Henry, Ricky Saints. Who you got?
I got Joe Henry. I do not see him losing the title early to Ricky Saints. And yeah, and I think Ricky's going to get a main roster call up soon.
All right, you guys are putting me in a difficult situation here again.
Whoa,
Just-
whoa, though. I just want to clarify. I do not believe in Joe Henry. I just picked him to win. I don't want that thrown out into the universe and getting attached to my name.
sure.
Hey, don't let Stampede lie to you.
Now, see, I have
He
to
probably got
correct
told he
you.
was going to be. He probably got told he was going to be cursed if he didn't pick Joe Hendry. So
I'd curse myself
Of course.
if I believed in Joe Henry.
So, so just for clarification, as I went with Alexa Bliss to win Elimination Chamber, and I did, I told Lady Alpha and everybody else that was on Elimination Chamber, I'll probably change my picks 100 times before Saturday gets here. The same probably is going to apply to a couple of matches on this card tonight. I'm going to actually join Chris and Lady Alpha on that island for once. I'm going to go against everyone else. I think that Joe Hendry stood tall last night on NXT. I'm going to go back to wrestling old school one-on-one. And I think that somehow, some way, Ricky Saints wins the NXT Men's Championship. But I do believe that Joe Hendry ends up getting that title back at Stand and Deliver, because I don't know if Tony D is going to go straight for that NXT Men's Championship, because I feel like maybe he could set up a feud with Miles Bourne, because Miles Bourne needs someone that can really lift him up. They don't need lifting up; he needs a great feud. So I'm going with Ricky Saints. I think he needs to win the title. And then I feel like he probably loses it at Stand and Deliver, and then that's when he gets called up. Like I said, I may change between now and Saturday, but I wanted to join Chris and Lady Alpha on that island because I heard there's good Wi-Fi there, good Samoan food, no curses.
hey, the Cabana girls are really nice. The Cabana guys,
Oh, you
Lady
see,
Alpha,
now
is
regret picking Joe Hendry.
amazing.
Like I
Hey.
said, my heart's telling me Joe Henry, but I just wanted to one time be on that island and go against and be the only person to pick Ricky. If he loses, I agree with everybody else. Like I could truly see him and Ethan Page, because if Brian Breaker is not coming back for WrestleMania, which I'm not going to reveal anything about that right now, wait for Sunday. But if he's not going to be ready for WrestleMania, the Vision needs some more people because I think Seth is going to assemble his own as well. So I'm going to go with Ricky, but in my heart, I'm thinking Joe is the heart of NXT, like Stampede said. But I'm gonna stick with Ricky for now. But when I post my predictions online, that's my final prediction. But for the EVP show prediction show, I'm gonna go with Ricky Saints. So, all right, guys. So that's 5 for Joe Hendry, and that is 1 for Ricky Saints. So that is it, guys. We actually went through the prediction show in less than an hour, which is for the 6-part panel, which is phenomenal. Before, shout out to the 212 people we have watching live. That's incredible. The comment from the Unseen Bling. Okay. I knew she was gonna come on here when I said
Oh, don't play.
said something about her husband, The Rock. Shout out to one half of Talking Up Wrestling podcast and the Unseen Bling of DWE. Shout out to her. Make sure you give her a follow on X. Shout out to Bobby. He's always stopping in on the EVP show. Stampede, don't know who that guy is, but I think I've seen him around a couple of places.
He's cursed. I don't know.
He believes in Joe Hendry.
Absolutely.
There you go. There's the answer.
Shout out to Big Mike from the Running Wrestling Podcast. Like I said, make sure you guys give him a follow on X and give him a subscription on YouTube and tune into the content. It's really good. I'm hoping to get Big Mike on the EVP show. I would love to have him on as well. I'd like to have everybody from Gimmick on at one point in time. I think the only people that haven't been on so far is Big Mike, Jess, Tori, and I think that's it, huh, Lady Alpha? I think everybody else has been on. You, Autumn.
Did you have Sped on?
No, Sped hasn't been on either. So Sped, Big Mike, and Jess, and because I've had you, Autumn, and Tori's not been on as well. But I had Michael on from Kicking Out too. So I had 3 of you guys on the prediction show. So I got 4 left. Shout out to After the Slam podcast again. Make sure you give him a follow on X and subscription on YouTube. He is part of DWE. Last but not least, shout out to the Herb and Rod podcast. They love Lady Alpha. They are phenomenal. Make sure you guys give them a sub as well on YouTube. The only curse Mike has is being my friend, and EVP is great people. All right, guys. So shout out to the 200 people that's watching. I was telling everybody. I will go ahead. Let me take the comment off. Got a private chat. Luz had put me in for Mania. Yeah, absolutely. The list is heavily growing. I'll talk about that. But when I get to my plug, I'm gonna do a stand and deliver and a WrestleMania prediction show. But before I go to the outro, just want to say thank you to Chris, Lady Alpha, Caleb, Stampede, and Lou. I was talking to Chris about this before the podcast started. Monday for the Raw recap, I was looking at the screen and I'm like, holy crap, like there's only like 100 people watching or something. Normally, it's a 200-300 range. Woke up the next morning, get on my YouTube channel, check my analytics and all that. And I had 157 views on YouTube, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So shout out to everybody that is putting the time in to watch my recaps. I know they're long and strenuous sometimes, but my God, like I was like overwhelmed because I didn't even see that many people live. One other announcement before we go to the outro, and I'll let everybody do their plugs. I am at 198 subscribers, so I've announced it last night on NXT. I'm 2 subscribers away from 200, and once I get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to get with Miami. I'm not going to be able to do much because obviously people that know I'm not in the best situations right now, but I am going to do some sort of small giveaway for everybody because I've gained almost 100 subscribers since I've been with DWE. So that was my milestone before WrestleMania. So I'm two away, guys. So if you guys see my stream, my YouTube channel is pinned at the top of my channel, Twitter and my X. You guys share the link or just retweet it. 2 more subscribers, and then I can do a giveaway. I can get to 200. But thank you guys. All of you guys are all goats. So all right, so I'm gonna go to the outro, and we'll be back. And I will and then everybody can tell everybody on social media and what they represent and what they got coming up. But I do have something for Lady Alpha because I know she loves me so much. So I'm just gonna play this for just one time, just because I'm gonna play this probably about 5 times Friday. So I'm gonna play it early. I don't know why my finger just keeps slipping to that button every time. It's just like I got to do something about that. All right, guys, I'm going to the real outro now.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports, Let Go, Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports, Let Go.
All right, we have finally reached the 200 viewer mark. Thank you guys for 200 people that just tuned in tonight to the NXT Vengeance Day Prediction Show. But I'm not alone. I can't be alone doing these things. So I'm going to go to all of my special guests. Obviously, 4 of the 5 was on last week for Elimination Chamber. But thank you guys again so much. I do really appreciate you guys. And if you do want to come on, Stand and Deliver, I will be doing a Stand and Deliver prediction show. And then also WrestleMania. Most people like to separate night 1 and night 2. I don't do it that way on the EVP show. I'm going to do a full, big, huge WrestleMania panel, and we're going to predict night 1 and night 2. It's going to be a long stream. So if you're not prepared for a 2+ hour stream, then it might not be the one for you because last year WrestleMania went for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I do have that prep. Thank you, NXT, for doing Stand and Deliver 2 weeks early so that I can have both shows. But all right, first off, I'm going to go to Chris Branson from the Cheap Seats podcast. He and him become really good friends over the past few weeks. Great guy. I appreciate what you do for the community. Our talks behind the scenes and obviously before we go live and everybody gets in here, I definitely appreciate the listening here, man. It means a lot to me. Thanks for putting my name on the bottom of your screen. I saw Sunday, so shout out to you. Tell all these other people where they can find you on social media and what you got going on, brother.
So YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, and Blue Sky. The only thing I ain't got is the book. Also, considering geopolitical issues in the world and other things, keep our soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen of different militaries right now in your thoughts and prayers, especially with what's going on in the Middle East. Special thoughts to Mike and his family. They're going through something, keeping them positively in my prayers as well. Yeah, it's always a nice view from the cheap seats, and that's something I provide every Saturday at 11.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I look forward to seeing you again. Obviously, we talked about, if you ever want to come on a recap show, and then obviously, you're always welcome on any prediction show that I put on. So just let me know, and I'll put you down. All right, next up, as I always say, this man needs no introduction. But this is the second time on the EVP show. I see him in my comments a lot, so he does support me, and I definitely appreciate it. He used to not like me, but it's okay because we're good friends now. I love Stampede. He's awesome. But Stampede, tell all these lovely people where they can find you on social and what you got coming up, brother.
You can find me basically on the Twitter machine, Stampede77ism. I freelance around, so I could literally pop up anywhere. Right. I'll be on the Run and Wrestling podcast tomorrow in video form. I run down the top 5 matches of the week from around the world, men's, women's, and tag team of the week, plus the upcoming shows like the one that we just did the predictions for, which will be included in that video this week. Point Taken on Saturdays. That's run through Sped. Chris was on there last week. Mike Llewellyn, Mike Norton. So Carlos is always on there. So it's a nice rotating number of guests. But yeah, I'm easy to find. So, and I pop up in the chat over on the Divas podcast. I'm an unofficial diva.
Absolutely, I've seen you in there. I see you everywhere, Stampede. You're like there's like 25 Stampedes out there. I see you everywhere. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. Much love, support, respect. Obviously, like I said, invitation's always open for Stand and Deliver WrestleMania. Just let me know. All you gotta do is say the word, and you're on here. So, thank you again. All right, so I'm gonna go to my next guest for tonight. He was also a part of the Nation Chamber Prediction Show, and he is one of the head state in the DWE Island page chat, and that is Lou. Tell everybody where they can find you on your socials and what you got coming up next, brother.
As far as what I have coming up next, I'm more than likely going to appear on the Stand and Deliver panel. I'm certain that there is going to be one. As far as socials, you can just find me on everywhere except for the book on or at Trustvex_.
All right, yeah, 100%. There's gonna be a Stand and Deliver prediction show. So, like I said, I'll put you down. I got you down on my list of notes for the Stand and Deliver. So, yeah, you'll be on here. So, look forward to that. And thanks for coming on. All right, I'm gonna go to the next guest. I also met him through the DWE Island chat. He's also a mainstay in there. And it's his first time on the EVP show. It is Caleb. Thank you for coming on. Tell everybody where they can find you on your socials and what you got going on.
Yeah, you can find me in next on Penny Messi Caleb, and I would like to join the WrestleMania prediction show.
Absolutely. Put you down, brother.
Yep.
All right. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, Caleb. I got you down, brother.
All right.
All right. Last but not least, always save the best for last. Well, actually, I'm going last, but the best guest for last. She holds a record for being on the EVP, and I don't think anybody's catching her for being the most appearances on the EVP show prediction shows. She is one half of the Greatest Wrestling Divas podcast with her co-host Autumn, is Miss Lady Alpha. Tell all these lovely people where they can find you and about your podcast and what you guys got coming up next.
Well, if you like the craziness, you can find me on X predominantly. That's where I'm the most active, at Lady Alpha KK KAY. Don't shorten it or you'll get somebody else. Also on Threads at KK Huser, HEUSER is how you spell Huser. I'm active there, but not that active, not as active as on X. And you can find me every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my girl Autumn on the Wrestling Divas podcast on YouTube. We are for noobs by noobs. So it's a different type of podcast. We don't break down matches. Basically, we talk about all the scuttlebutt that tickles us that we see online. Not necessarily true, the rumors, all that stuff. Whatever tickles us. We have the Diva School, in which we teach other noobs to, about the wrestling moves, the rules of matches, that kind of thing. So yeah, check us out. You might enjoy it if you're a new wrestling fan. We also created the Divas to be a safe space for everybody, and to be including women, the newer, uh, well, new and old fans, but we just wanted a safe space for women. But men are obviously welcome to join us. And I think that's all I have coming up right now. So
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Lady Alpin. Obviously, I will be and I absolutely before I give into my plugs, I'm trying to make it too long. But when I first got into YouTube, I first started with, I went on to World Elite podcast for about 3 or 4 episodes, and then I'm not gonna say this person's name on my stream, but I was a guest on their podcast a couple of times. So for me, being able to go on someone else's podcast, I'm like, when I got to do the mental health thing with Michael and Vinny from Southern Square Circle Media, it's kind of relief for me because like I stream. I mean, me and Chris were talking about this today. Is 10 days in a row, and before I'm said and done, it'll be 16 before I take a day off. So I do my best to try to support. It's really hard for me to jump in everybody's stuff, but for me to be able to go onto a show, it's kind of a relief for me because then I don't have to do all the work. I can just come on and talk and be a guest. So yeah, if you guys are out there listening, bring the EVP on because that way I don't have to do all the work and promote and try to bring people, try to bug people about coming on the show. But I will be a guest on the Wrestling Divas podcast. So definitely looking forward to that. March 31st at 6 p.m. So you make sure you guys tune in for that. So as far as my stuff, it is scrolling across the bottom of the blue screen. I trust you guys, so obviously I will give you guys the information. You can find me on Facebook. My name is CJ Perry. I'm not Lana, but I am CJ Perry. We do share the same name. I'm a little older than Lana, so she stole her name from me. Lana, I'm gonna need you to change your name. So no, but
royalties, dude. Royalties.
Yeah, so I am CJ Perry on Facebook. But obviously I don't stream to Facebook, but so you can see everything else on X at EVPCJP. Instagram, I only promote the videos that the World of Greg and Miami make me for my streams. You can find me at EVPCJP as well on there. Also on TikTok, you can find me at Brady the Goat 21, and I have so many people messaging me in my DMs and saying I can't find you on TikTok because I can't find Brady THE Goat 21, and it's scrolling across the bottom of the freaking screen in blue. It's Brady DA Goat 21 if you're looking for me on TikTok. Last but not least, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I said before, I'm 2 subscribers away from 200. If you are not subscribed, go to that search bar and type in at the EVP show, and it's also pinned at the top of my Twitter page. It's on my Instagram page, and it's now also on my TikTok page. So please like and subscribe to the EVP show. I'm 2 away from 200. And if you guys are watching the stream tonight, make sure you like the stream. I've seen a bunch of YouTube comments that help put my stream channel in the algorithm, get fresh eyes and ears on the product, and that's great. So as far as what I have coming up, it's not an off day. Imagine that. I'm back tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for my 3rd episode of your TNA recap show. And then Friday night, oh my goodness, am I waiting for Friday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be back. Drew McIntyre defends against Cody Rhodes for Undisputed Championship.
Yep.
I will be live at 11:30 p.m. Eastern to recap SmackDown. And then Saturday, as soon as NXT goes off the air at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, you can catch me live here on the EVP show as I will be doing an NXT Vengeance Day recap show where I will be breaking down all 5 of the matches that go down at the PLE. And then Sunday, I'm back for maybe not everybody on here, but a lot of people that love to ask me 1 million questions in Twitter DMs when I'm trying to promote and I get interrupted. Sunday night scoops. I think I had close to 200 questions and comments last Sunday. It's episode number 10, coming up this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. For the ones that want to know the news that I get and provide. I do this for myself, but I also do it for the people that enjoy it or want to know and like to ask questions. So I'm not answering any more DMs through Twitter. Told you guys that. So if you want to know, come to the show 6 p.m. Eastern, episode 10 of Sunday Night Scoop with the EVP. So that is it for the rest of the week for me, guys. Shout out to Chris, Lady Alpha, Caleb, and Stampede, and Lou for joining us.
If you don't
That's it.
subscribe, you're getting cursed.
And if you don't subscribe to the EVP show, then I'm gonna have to contact Dan Housen and make sure you get cursed like Dominic Mysterio.
Mysterious Dominic.
Well, here's the thing: is at the end of his curse, though, is he gonna drop that AAA title and is he gonna end up losing Liv? We'll see. We'll find out on. We'll find out on Sunday Scoops because I'd have a lot to say about that as well. But all right, guys, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I am the EVP from the EVP show and the Golden Boy. Listen, Cody, you need to stop using my name, or I will comfort you when you get that title. I am the only Golden Boy of DWE, and DWE is the place to be. And also, shout out to Gimmick Table Media. You guys enjoy your Wednesday evening, and Thursday try to stay dry. It's raining like hell at the East Coast, and I will see you guys tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the TNA recap show. Everyone say good night.
Good night.
All right.